You've probably heard it 1,000 times. The customer is always right. But what most B2B business owners miss is that their customers are not only evaluating products and services, but also comparing them to every exceptional experience they've had as consumers. That Amazon delivery that arrived in 24 hours? That flawless service at their favorite restaurant? Your business clients expect the same from you. This shift represents both a challenge and an opportunity. While competitors are still focused on features and pricing, you can differentiate yourself by creating experiences that genuinely impress. When it comes down to it, customer experience isn't about grand gestures or expensive initiatives, but rather consistent, thoughtful actions that build emotional connections and foster loyalty. Whether you're struggling to retain clients, losing deals to competitors, or simply wondering how to stand out in a crowded market, the principles outlined in this video offer a practical roadmap. You'll learn how to build customer experience as a strategic advantage, implement it throughout your organization, measure what actually matters, and create relationships so strong that loyalty becomes inevitable. Let's get into it. You might think that as a B2B business owner, your focus should remain squarely on your processes and products. After all, you're not selling to individual consumers, you're selling to other businesses. Shouldn't that make customer experience less important? The reality tells a different story. You see, B2C expectations are bleeding into B2B demands. When your business customers experience same-day delivery from Amazon or encounter exceptional service at McDonald's, they begin asking themselves a simple question. Why can't my B2B suppliers do the same? Customer experience has become a baseline expectation, not just a nice-to-have. Understanding customer experience starts with recognizing that it's all about emotions. Your goal is to generate as many positive emotions as possible through your everyday actions. No grand, elaborate gestures needed. What matters is that your entire organization embraces customer experience as a shared priority. Everyone, from leadership to frontline staff, must be committed to making it work. When you invest in exceptional customer experience, you cultivate loyalty that translates into long-term business growth. Of course, customers must want your product in the first place. But retention, keeping them coming back, requires managing some common pitfalls. The first challenge is handling mistakes gracefully. When you fail, act immediately to fix the problem. Apologize sincerely, and then do something special. Offer them a +1. The second threat comes from competitors offering better deals. Rather than simply slashing prices, bundle your offerings strategically. If your customer experience has been consistently excellent, they'll choose loyalty over a marginal discount. As you commit to improving your customer experience, you'll need to measure it. The challenge is that customers rarely volunteer their feelings to suppliers. This is where using a Net Promoter Score or NPS enters the picture. This elegant metric asks one straightforward question. On a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend this supplier to a colleague? The scoring is simple. Responses of 0 to 6 are detractors, 9 to 10 are promoters, and 7 to 8 are passives, and are not included in the calculation. Your NPS is calculated by subtracting the percentage of detractors from the percentage promoters. The average B2B company scores around 30, while 50 is considered excellent. Improving your NPS requires genuine commitment, both financial resources and sustained effort. Understanding where you stand is the first step toward meaningful progress. Great customer experience rests on 6 foundational pillars that, when properly developed, create an organizational culture genuinely committed to customer success. The journey begins with commitment, perhaps the most fundamental pillar of all. Delivering excellence demands time, patience, and substantial investment. A single department can't achieve this in isolation. From your C-suite to your frontline teams, everyone must be aligned and invested in the mission. Fulfillment is the second. It's grounded in a simple truth. Actions speak louder than words. Your customers shouldn't just experience reliability once. They need to trust it every single time they engage with your company. Third comes seamlessness. It asks an important question. How smooth is the experience of doing business with you? Internal complications, like coordination challenges between departments, should never become your customer's problem. When customers interact with your organization, they should encounter a unified entity. Responsiveness is the fourth pillar, and it represents your commitment to communication. Whether customers prefer face-to-face meetings, phone calls, or digital channels, your organization must reply promptly and thoughtfully. In today's fast-paced business environment, speed matters as much as quality. Fifth, proactivity separates good companies from great ones. Meeting basic expectations isn't enough anymore. Think creatively about how to exceed what customers anticipate. Use imagination and initiative to transform ordinary interactions into memorable moments. Finally, the sixth pillar, evolution, acknowledges a harsh reality. Stagnation invites disruption. Your competitors are constantly improving, and your customers feel the difference. Consistently adapt your methods, refresh your approaches, and stay ahead of market expectations. As you move toward customer excellence, you need to check in against performance measurements. NPS is just one form of customer rating. Others are also available. Take the customer effort score, for example, which involves asking a customer how much effort they had to put in to have their request dealt with. There are also many internal metrics you can use, which don't involve reaching out to customers directly. Employee satisfaction, for instance, strongly correlates with customer experience quality. Happy employees naturally deliver better service. Similarly, tracking customer churn rate, the percentage of customers you lose annually, provides a sobering reality check on your overall performance. Understanding where improvements matter most requires visualizing your entire customer journey. Think of it like a movie, where each interaction represents a crucial scene. The moment a prospect discovers your company, onboarding new accounts, exit moments when customers consider leaving, and your win-back strategies. Mapping this journey typically involves dedicated workshops, where your team collaboratively identifies all touch points. While detailed, this process is remarkably cathartic. Once complete, display your customer journey map prominently. It becomes your North Star, a visual reference point for every conversation about customer experience strategy. You've absorbed the theory. You understand the 6 pillars that underpin customer excellence. Now comes the harder part, actually building a strategy that transforms these ideas into lived reality across your entire organization. An effective strategy needs teeth, a commitment spanning at least 1 to 2 years. More importantly, it can't be a pet project championed by a handful of enthusiasts scattered throughout your company. This is especially critical at the management level. When leaders visibly commit to customer experience, that signal cascades through every level of your organization, sending an unmistakable message about what actually matters. Here's where most companies stumble: the silo problem. In larger organizations, people naturally gravitate toward their department's narrow concerns, treating other departments as obstacles rather than partners. This fragmentation inevitably reaches your customers, who experience your company as disjointed and difficult to navigate. The antidote is creating an internal service culture, a philosophy where departments treat each other as valued customers. You need your accounting team to serve marketing with the same responsiveness you'd offer an external client. But how do you build this mindset? One way is to appoint a dedicated customer experience manager. Pick someone with enough organizational clout to move mountains and command respect. This person becomes your strategy's champion, weaving customer-centric thinking through every corridor of your company. You can also employ creative tactics like developing customer personas. Jeff Bezos famously keeps an empty chair in meetings, the customer's seat. Coors goes further, using life-size cardboard cutouts of its customer. These symbolic gestures remind teams that they're serving real people, not just moving metrics. Not everyone is cut out for direct customer interaction, though. Look for extroverts with natural warmth, but equally important are patience, tolerance, and genuine optimism. These qualities can't be faked. They're the bedrock of authentic customer connection. Once you've identified the right people, invest heavily in training. Singapore Airlines program involves several months of intensive preparation. But here's what makes it revolutionary. Cabin crew train as pilots, pilots as ground staff, ground staff as engineers, and engineers as cabin crew. Everyone learns viscerally what service means, not just to external customers, but to colleagues. This cross-functional immersion builds empathy and breaks down the walls between roles. Finally, recognize that different customers have fundamentally different needs. Customer segmentation allows you to group clients into manageable categories, each receiving tailored experiences. With these structural changes in place, you'll not only be talking the talk, you'll be walking the walk too, building customer experience into your organizational DNA. You've built the foundation. Your strategy is solid, your team is aligned, and your organizational structure supports customer-centric thinking. Now comes the moment of truth, translating vision into tangible reality. Implementation is where theory meets the messiness of actual business, and it all starts with your brand. Think of your brand as the opening scene of a movie. It sets expectations, creates atmosphere, and primes your audience for everything that follows. A well-crafted brand draws customers toward you, gives them compelling reasons to choose you over competitors, and plants seeds of loyalty that grow over time. But here's the catch. Your brand only works if every element of your company aligns with it. Start by distilling your company values into their essence. Not elaborate mission statements that sound like corporate poetry, just a few clear words or a concise sentence that captures what your company actually stands for. These values guide decisions when circumstances grow uncertain or pressures mount. Once you've articulated them, the real work begins, aligning every person, process, and touch point so they genuinely reflect those values. This demands relentless consistency. Your logo, the way your employees greet customers on the phone, the formatting of proposals, the tone of your emails, all of it should feel unmistakably you. This uniformity does something powerful. It builds customer confidence. When someone interacts with your company repeatedly and encounters the same quality, professionalism, and care each time, they develop trust. But your brand is just the curtain raiser. The actual product experience must not only meet customer expectations, it must exceed them, starting before customers even use what they've bought. Your website should be a clarity engine, clean, intuitive, and rich with specific product details. Too many companies treat their digital presence as an afterthought. Then there's packaging, often overlooked but criminally underutilized. Packaging is a free billboard that travels with your product. Make it work harder. Move beyond simply slapping your name on a box. Use it to reinforce your brand story, build anticipation, and impress. Pricing deserves careful thought too. Don't try to outsmart your customer with convoluted pricing structures or hidden surcharges. When you align your price with actual customer value and keep it straightforward, you eliminate a major friction point. Simplicity is elegant, and make sure you never forget the bedrock of customer experience, people. Most B2B relationships are fundamentally interpersonal, so aim to forge genuine personal bonds, not transactional encounters. When you solve a problem or offer valuable advice to your customers' team members, you create something more durable than contracts: gratitude and loyalty. The automation age tempts us to replace people with bots and algorithms. While these tools offer efficiency gains, they can never fully replicate what human connection provides. In an increasingly digital world, meaningful interpersonal interaction has become your most powerful differentiator. Protect it fiercely. Imagine your organization as a living organism. You wouldn't assume it's healthy just because it felt okay yesterday. You'd visit a doctor, run tests, track vital signs. Customer experience measurement works the same way. It's essentially a health checkup for your business. The benchmarks and data you collect reveal whether your organization is truly thriving or merely surviving. If a crisis suddenly emerges, you need to jump on it straight away, conducting research and finding solutions quickly. Other than that, aim to gather data about once a year. This cadence gives your initiatives genuine time to take root and demonstrate real impact. More importantly, it respects a hard truth about customer fatigue. People are drowning in surveys. Everyone wants their feedback. Push too hard and your responses will become biased. This means that customer feedback measures like the Net Promoter Score and the Customer Effort Score are becoming increasingly difficult to obtain. so you need to make use of alternative measures too. Start with something beautifully simple. Track your mistakes. Every complaint, failed delivery, missed appointment, and returned product is data. Don't think of these as embarrassments you need to hide, but rather as diagnostic tools showing you exactly where your system breaks down. You can also look to where people actually congregate and share opinions. Social media reviews reveal genuine sentiment. Glassdoor offers something equally valuable: insight into how your employees experience working for you. Remember, your staff members are your first customers. Their satisfaction cascades directly into customer interactions. Finally, consider deploying sentiment analysis software that monitors when your company name appears alongside emotional language, particularly negative emotions. This passive intelligence gathering captures authentic reactions without survey bias. Your long-term strategy unfolds gradually, but tactical opportunities demand immediate attention. Keep things fresh by asking employees what could improve right now. These frontline insights are invaluable. Go further. Organize off-site workshops where your entire organization brainstorms together. When diverse perspectives collide, magic happens. Ideas build on each other, conversations spark connections, and genuine innovation emerges. But perhaps the most underestimated lever is the personal touch. Send congratulatory cards when customers' team members get promoted. Drop anniversary notes acknowledging relationship milestones. Invite them to sporting events. A simple phone call checking whether everything's working perfectly? That creates emotional resonance no transaction ever could. These gestures may seem small until you realize they accumulate into something profound. Evidence that you see them as human beings, not mere account numbers. Human moments transform business relationships into something genuinely relational, and that's where loyalty truly takes root.